How do we get the idea to buy a community? Because I was reading some research, and it was like around the time, I believe, around George Floyd situation. And it was obviously still is, but a lot of civil unrest and defund the police, and group economics is a common theme. So how did this come about to say, okay, you know what, we're gonna buy a community and build a community?
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you. When I saw the meme, I was like, that ain't real. But y'all saw it and said, let's take action. So what happened?
Well, first off, I always have to correct people first and foremost. We didn't actually buy the town of Toomsboro.
Okay, yes.
We bought 8 minutes away from Toomsboro in unincorporated Wilkinson County. Mm-hmm. And so when we first got down there, we was just going to be nosy. We was like, somebody fitting to buy a town. Let's go see what's up. Myself, my good friend Renee, my friend Q, and her lover Steve. We all got in the car, and we was like, we're gonna go. I'm a real estate agent, and it's always so important to network. And there was so much going on. I'm like, this is my neck of the woods. I'm going down there. So when Renee brought it to us, because we're firm believers in affirmations, and so she's my accountability partner. So in the morning when Toomsboro first went viral, we were doing our affirmations, and she was like, did you see the email I sent you about the Toomsboro going viral? I was like, nope, but if I'm down, if we can buy a town for $1.7 million, let's figure it out. And so when we got down there, it was interesting because I was like, it's going to be a lot of work. Like, the buildings are in complete need of renovation, except for some of the residents. It was like 36 parcels, and what's called an assemblage of land on 46 acres. And they were mostly commercial properties that needed some work. And one thing about commercial properties is it costs a lot more money to fix up a commercial property than a residential property, because the fees for contractors are substantially higher, in the permits and impact fees. All of the stuff that goes on with a commercial renovation is exorbitant. So we were like, okay, it's potential here for sure. It's about 495 people who actually live in the city of Toomsboro. It's predominantly Black. They have a Black mayor, a Black chief of police. So in my mind, I was like, there's definitely something here. There was like 50 other Black real estate agents, investors who were there at the open house that day. And from what we've heard through the grapevine is that a Black woman from Philly actually ended up purchasing that assemblage, but it didn't come with the town. Like, it wasn't the city. There's still a mayor. They got their own city hall. There's a whole bunch of other people who still live there. It was just 36 different commercial spaces and a few residential units. And in my eyes, for $1.7 million, I was like, this is still going to be a long haul to renovate. And we were like, let's look and see what else might be available, because somebody going to do it. It might not be us. Right. Somebody's going to do it. So it was just like, let's see what opportunity might be available. So right down the street, 8 minutes away, we found this 96 acres of land. It was at a price that I was like, you know what? If we get enough people together, we can easily afford this. And Renee, that's my ace. And we always talk about how important it is to have, one or two or three together can go further faster, right? So she was like, yo, I'm definitely down. We can do this ourselves. And I was like, well, it was raw land, like 96 acres of nothing but trees and land.
Georgia red dirt.
Georgia red dirt. And so we were like, the infrastructure, like you said, how would we put water in, electricity? There is some road frontage on the main side of the street, but on the other side of the street is a dirt road that we would have to either work with the county to get paved or pave ourselves. So me being a business person, a real estate agent, I was like, it's going to be a lot of more infrastructure beyond just the purchase and acquiring of the land. And that's when we were in the car, we just looked at each other. I was like, I'm going to get 10 of my friends. She's like, I'll get 10 of my friends. And let's go ahead and buy this land and let's do this together. Let's build our own subdivision. Let's build our own community. And so at the time in the car, I didn't know that it wasn't Toomsboro.
Okay.
After we started doing our due diligence period, that's when we found out it was an unincorporated Wilkinson County.
So what's the difference between unincorporated and incorporated?
The big difference is the taxes.
Okay.
And whether or not it has a charter. And when you have a charter for an actual city that's recognized by the state, you now get state funding and state income that comes from your being a city. Okay. So all of the money that the state collects from sales tax, SPLOS, all the different ways that the state makes money, when you are an actual charter based on your population, you get a piece of that money for your city. And so typically the county in the unincorporated parts, that is the jurisdiction of the county, and you only have to deal with the county and the state and not the city. And then when you have an actual chartered city, you got the city that makes the rules, has its own budgets, has its own city police, has its own fire departments. So by getting in that unincorporated part, that gives us the ability to start write a charter to start creating our own jurisdiction.
Okay. So then you would be able to create your own police force, your own fire department, your own schools.
Yes.
Everything.
Got you.
And you'd be able to have your own like political. How's that working?
Yeah. So it would be a mayor and a city council. You'd have your city manager, your county clerk, or it's not your county, your city clerk, your city judge.
So pretty much it was a plot of land that was under the county's. It's in the county, but it wasn't
under a city's jurisdiction.
No, it was under no jurisdiction at all.
Under the county and the state. Some counties have more restrictions than others. And the good thing about being in the South is that we have this idea of not being involved in big government. That's really what the South really was fighting for. It's fighting for a lot of stuff. But this idea that you can't tell me what to do, I get to determine for myself how I treat my property, how I treat my business, my livelihood, my justice, my property. That's the ideology of the South, is that we want smaller government and more control over our local politics, our local economy. That's that ideal. So the county doesn't have a lot of rules. They got zero zoning, no ordinances beyond a 2-page subdivision ordinance. So when you are thinking about doing a concept like this, that gives you the room and the ability to create what you want, create your own laws. And we have the ability to do that. That's the American dream, is that we can create what we want. We can pursue liberty and justice how we choose. And being a lawmaker is our right. So we have to start making our own rules, making our own laws, and letting the law serve us for a change. And so I didn't come up with this. What happened was I watched the city of Stonecrest do it 2 years ago. Okay. And they've got a 98.9% African-American population. We got a dope black mayor named Mayor Jason Larry.
98.9?
98.9% black.
What's the 0.1? Like, what is that?
It's a couple of white folks.
Okay.
That,
just like 1%.
1%.
You know, the folks that had the land before we came and started building our city, because it's on the outskirts. It's east of Atlanta. And it's got beautiful landscape, Arabia Mountain. It's got the Stonecrest Mall. It had industry. It had resources. And we just took it over, essentially.
What's the name of it again?
It's called Stonecrest, City of Stonecrest.
How big is that?
Don't give me the line right now, because I don't want to misquote y'all.
Good.
But it's a
decent size.
It's a decent size. If I'm not mistaken, it is one of the largest cities in the county of DeKalb County. And so DeKalb County still has the jurisdiction too. Yeah. And some counties are more hands-on than others. Like DeKalb's got big government here. Like they got a police department, jail. CEO. Like they got CEO. So you have to be strategic. And so Wilkinson County, we've been having great, exceptional experiences with the sheriff there, with the county manager here. They're all black and they're cool, intelligent. Black excellence is what we found in Wilkinson County already. And it's a little slower, yes, but it's in that mode of wanting to develop. So we get to come here and we can help develop this county, which is really exciting.
So when you decide, like, we're going to do this, you're going to Wilkinson County to say, like, yes, we want this land. I want to take you back.
Well, no, it's not that I go to Wilkinson County. Wilkinson County doesn't own the land. Okay. There are people who own the land, like regular folks own the land. And so this particular piece of land was for sale, was listed for sale. it had been owned by or leased by a lumber company.
Oh.
So this is very wooded, it's raw land.
Seen
it. So, and it's 6 minutes away from the Oconee River. It's right along Balls Ferry National Park, which is a newly named national park. So there's just certain things as far as development is concerned that makes this an exciting opportunity.
Source of water is a big one.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.